What's better than Cali waves, tech companies, and sunrays? Well, nothing, really. There are a lot of things worse, though. I'm your host, Yusuf, and these are the top 10 scary prisons in California they don't want you to know about. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's go do some cell bathing. Number 10, Folsom State Prison. Opened in 1880, Folsom is the state's second oldest prison after San Quentin, and the first in the United States to have electricity. Folsom was also one of the first maximum security prisons. It has been the execution site of 93 condemned prisoners. Musician Johnny Cash put on 2 live performances at the prison on January 13, 1968. These were recorded and released as a live album titled At Folsom Prison. He had written and recorded the song Folsom Prison Blues more than a decade earlier. An insane escape attempt also occurred here. Approximately 40 inmates had been waiting to talk to Warden Clarence Larkin concerning upcoming parole hearings when 7 of the inmates suddenly attacked him. As they took him into the yard, other guards started firing. In the commotion that followed, Officer Harry Martin and Warden Larkin were both stabbed to passing. Number 9, California State Prison, Corcoran. Built on what was once Tulare Lake, home to the Yokuts Native American people, the facility opened in 1988. The prison hospital was dedicated in October 1993. In March of 1993, at Corcoran, prisoner Wayne Jerome Robertson took advantage of Eddie Dillard, a prisoner about half his size. After the latter was reassigned to his cell, Robertson, who had the nickname Booty Bandit, testified in 1999 that prison guards set up the attack. Dillard testified in the same trial. After Robertson was assigned to general population at Pelican Bay State Prison, California State Senator Tom Hayden stated, "It is almost certain that he would be targeted for execution." Number 8, California Correctional Center. CCC's mission are to receive, house, and train minimum custody inmates for placement into one of the institution's 18 Northern California conservation camps, and to provide meaningful work, training, and education programs for inmates who do not meet the criteria for assignment to a conservation camp. It has 1,100 acres, including Level 1, open dormitories without a secure perimeter housing, Level 2, open dormitories with secure perimeter fences and armed coverage housing, and Level 3, individual cells, fenced perimeters, and armed coverage housing, and camps. As of fiscal year 2006-2007, CCC had 1,184 staff and an annual budget of $139 million. As of September 2007, it had a design capacity of 3,883, but a total institution population of 6,093, for an occupancy rate of 156.9%. Due to AB 109, the inmate population was reduced to 2,889 as of March 13, 2012. Number 7, Avenel State Prison. In the early 1980s, almost everyone in the town of Avenel desired the prison to be built to improve the economic status of the town. It was reportedly the first prison to be solicited by a local community. As of 1984, the plans were to build the largest enclosed security compound in the nation. Despite some opposition, Governor George Deukmejian signed a bill into law in September 1985 to authorize $117 million from existing prison construction funds to build the prison, and groundbreaking occurred in December 1985. The first inmates arrived in January 1987. According to newspaper articles, the original name of the prison was California Correctional Institution at Avenel, which the Kings County Board of Supervisors changed to Avenel State Prison in December 1987. Number 6, Ironwood State Prison. ISP consists of 4 Level 3 facilities and an outside Level 1 facility. Parts of the Level 3 facilities have been converted to Sensitive Needs Yard (SNY) housing, and one of the Level 3 housing units has been converted to an administrative segregation unit. Neil McDowell has been the warden or acting warden since 2014. As of July 31, 2022, ISP was incarcerating people at 112% of its design capacity, with 2,464 occupants. In 2014, the Anti-Recidivism Coalition teamed up with the Ford Foundation and others to host a TEDx conference inside Ironwood, with hundreds in attendance, including Richard Branson. ARC produced a short documentary about the event. A short documentary is accessible on YouTube. At number 5, Valley State Prison. The prison opened in April 1995. In 1996, the city of Chowchilla was given permission to perform a non-contiguous annexation of VSPW. Ted Koppel interviewed many staff, including Dr. Anthony D. Domenico, the chief medical officer of VSPW, in October 1999 for a series of episodes of Nightline. In the expose, the physician was quoted as saying, "I've heard from a particular female parolee at a CDCR-approved conference, inmates tell me that they would deliberately like to be examined, i.e. receive a pelvic examination. It's the only male contact they get. After the airing of the Nightline episode, only DiDomenico was reassigned to a desk job in Sacramento for his description. Currently, this prison houses over 150% of its capacity for inmates. At number 4, Chuckawalla Valley State Prison. Chuckawalla Valley State Prison, opened in December 1988, is a level 2 medium security facility covering 1,720 acres. Primary housing consists of 11 open dormitory-style buildings on 4 main yards. Each housing unit contains 340 beds. There is also a level 1 yard which consists of 2 buildings with 200 beds each. The Administrative Segregation Unit, ASU, serves as a temporary home for those who are found guilty of severe rule violations while incarcerated. ASU is composed of 100 cells, each containing 2 beds. The annual budget of the prison is around $83 million. Although the prison was designed to hold 1,738 inmates, in 2008 to 2009 it had 3,222 prisoners, with a staff of 751. At number 3, San Quentin. The oldest prison in California, San Quentin is notoriously known for its violence. It has been home to many infamous criminals, including Charles Manson, Scott Peterson, and Sirhan Sirhan, who assassinated Robert F. Kennedy. In early 2022, the state started the process of closing the deceased row and relocating the inmates, 3 years after the California governor ended executions in the state. Over the years, and particularly in the 1960s and 70s, San Quentin earned a reputation for corruption and interracial riots that were encouraged by the guards. At number 2, you might have heard about Alcatraz prison in books and movies. It's one of the most frightening and famous prisons in the world. One cannot deny that it is also one of the worst prisons in the world. Alcatraz is a place where inmates causing problems in other prisons are brought, and since it's in the middle of the San Francisco Bay's frigid waters and strong currents, this facility is inescapable. However, there were still some prisoners who tried to escape. All of them were unsuccessful as most of them got caught. Some drowned or were just listed as missing. At number 1, Pelican Bay State Prison. After Pelican Bay State Prison opened in 1989, guards eager to assert their dominance over the inmates established a culture of violence. Inmates in the security housing unit were beaten, tied, and left naked or subjected to staged gladiator fights by guards who would intentionally release 2 prisoners from enemy gangs and then shoot at the prisoners after they began fighting. Vaughn Dortch, who was serving a 10-year sentence for grand theft and whose mental illness had worsened since being moved to the SHU, was taken in April 1992 to be bathed by guards after smearing himself with feces. The 5 or 6 guards subjected Dortch to a bath in scalding water while he was handcuffed, leaving him with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Crime Time.